We're now being joined by Phil Davis.
Trust
First question, Nolan King.
Hey, Phil, congrats on the win, man.
Thank you.
Overall assessment of your performance, you pretty happy about that one?
You know what, man? I really am. Machida is such an amazingly elusive guy. It's so hard to get a hand on him. I mean, I remember watching him fight Shogun Hua, well, twice actually, and man, he just frustrated Shogun. And Shogun's one of those guys. He swings hard, and Shogun just could not get the movement. He couldn't get him down, and Machida got the first win over him. And that's what it's just he's just one of those guys. It's very frustrating.
And now you have 2 wins over him, and I know they talked to you in the cage about a potential. A lot of people thought that was a number 1 contender fight. So for you, you seem like you're really warming up to the idea of getting another crack at Mr. Nemkov.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I feel like that makes a lot. I mean, he can fight whoever he wants to fight, but I know deep down inside, the champion wants to fight that guy who was right on his ass. So yeah, I mean, I want that fight, and I know he wants that fight.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, when Vadim Nemkov beat Bader, I mean, it seemed even more obvious that you had an even greater chance of getting into the title picture. When that fight happened and Bader lost, did this fight take on even more significance? Because beating Lyoto twice still means a lot, but did you know, like, if I beat him, it makes just too much sense that I'm going to get the title shot next.
Man, just getting out of the cage with your head on your shoulders, like after you fight Lyoto, is its own. That's its own victory, man. You don't want to oh, this fight means more because then you can fight that. No, just beat Lyoto. He's no small feat.
I remember I talked to you after the Vadim loss, and you talked about how in that third round you had realized, man, I could have went for takedowns a lot earlier.
Yeah.
I could have had him in the positions. Now that fight seems that much closer and much more obvious, is it like, has it been something that's stuck in your craw for so long, and you feel like I'm finally gonna get to scratch that itch that wanted to for a few fights?
Absolutely. You know, winning fights is awesome. It feels great. I mean, it's what I work for. But losing fights is what really motivates me in the gym. That's what keeps me grounded in my pursuit to get better. And dare I say perfect, if I that's even attainable. But that's what keeps me moving. That's what keeps me moving. So I think about those losses, even different exchanges and positions that I lose in coming out of a victory.
Congrats on the win, Phil. You've beat some huge names throughout your career, but when it's all said and done, you look back at it. Is Lyoto Machida, is that the signature win that you could say thus far that you've had so far?
I don't know if that's the signature win. I will tell you this: the first time we fought down in Brazil, I think that may have been the most scared I've ever been in my life. Like the stadium was like it was electric, and I'm fighting a national treasure, and they were not huge Phil Davis fans until after the fight. So I mean that's putting it very lightly. It was a very hostile arena. So that's definitely one of the moments I look back on and say, man, that was awesome. So was the Teixeira fight. Um, so was Liam McGarry. I think about right here, Mohegan, winning that title. That was a super super special night. Within 48 hours, I won a world title and had a baby. So it was an action packed weekend. Yeah.
Obviously, the goal is to win the belt here, and Nemkov makes sense to be next. But is there a part of you that wants to take on Bader? I mean, you lost to him twice. You really want to scratch that itch and get in there and get a win?
Absolutely not. You gotta let no. You gotta let no one to. What's that saying? Let sleepy dogs lie. Or my grandma would say that dog don't hunt. So we'll just listen. It's good. You got me. Moving on.
Congratulations on the win, Phil. Just curious to know, was that the fight that you planned to fight? Or did everything go according to plan, or was there anything in the cage that was new that happened spur of the moment?
expected to be able to, the hard thing, man. Machida, he was in shape, man. He um, he was very much so in shape, and normally he slows down, kind of in the end of the second and third, and man, he really did. He was able to. You got to be able to like capitalize on his footwork, and I'm constantly adjusting. He's constantly adjusting. And if you get someone to be able to relax their footwork long enough, I can go for a takedown. I can set up a big right hand or a right kick, and we were just constantly jostling, jockeying for position. And man, I mean, that's what I expected, but not for as long as I expected it.
And when they read that it was a split decision, did you figure for a moment, did anything cross your head? Oh no, I'm going to lose this fight.
You know, let me tell you something. Not in Mohegan. Not in Mohegan. Let me tell you. I've been here. It was my fourth fight here. We're gold here. I'm gold here. They know me here. Yeah, this arena. It's awesome.
We'll take a couple from the internet, starting with Jay.
Hey Phil, congratulations on the win. We've seen all kinds of crazy stuff during the pandemic, and I know obviously you want to get back to that title fight, but if for some reason Nemkov's not available, can't fight in the relatively near future, is there anything else that makes sense for you at this point?
I mean, Corey Anderson, he deserves he's definitely a veteran. He deserves a veteran's welcome to the Bellator family. But that will be something to talk about, maybe and only maybe, if Mr. Nemkov isn't available. I mean, other than that,
Fair enough. Congratulations.
thank you.
Kevin.
Hey Phil, congrats on the victory again. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but one of the key things that I've noticed is in your amateur and professional career so far, you have not been finished. What do you atone to, keeping that record and keeping your chin strong and, just focusing on, completing the full fight?
I have not been keeping record of that, actually. Thank you. Honestly, I tried to always have good head movement and, be in control of the exchanges. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I don't mind trading, but you want to be in good position when it happens. Otherwise, you end up taking more damage than you need to. I feel like once or twice in my fight career, I got cut, and cuts look bad to judges. So that can cost you. So I just want to be smart in going into my exchanges and pick high percentage shots. Don't give up my chin. That's another good one.
Giancarlo.
Hi, Phil. Congrats on the win. Earlier today, Scott Coker made the big announcement that Bellator is going to be moving from Paramount to CBS Sports. Just want to get your thoughts on that, on Bellator moving now to a sports network, and what do you hope that does for you and Bellator's brand going forward?
Man, that's big news. Moving up to CBS Sports. Man, it's just an amazing opportunity for the entire Bellator family, for all the fighters here in our stable. Just continuing to raise the visibility of all of our fighters. We have some of the best fighters in the absolute world. I'm not just saying that because the fight here. I say it because it's true. And the more we get our fighters in front of a greater audience, the world will be able to see that. And man, we're just on a snowball's track to keep gaining more momentum.
Thanks, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Connor.
Hey Phil, congrats on win.
Thank you.
You and Lona, in the lead up to this fight, we're both talking a lot about how, you both were very different from the first meeting up to this point. But, talking about this rematch with Nemkov, how different do you feel from the first time you fought him?
Man, you just set up what's the date? What's the date of this fight? This rematch with Nemkov? It's going to happen, isn't it?
I don't know.
What's going to be different this time with me and Nemkov? Is that what you're saying?
How much different do you feel you are from that first meeting?
Definitely better, but nothing crazy. I mean, that was what, year and a half, something like that. Definitely better, but nothing crazy. Yeah. What really, what I would look to do with Mr. Nemkov is be in the absolute tippy top best shape of my life, um, and work on work on absolutely winning that first period, the first round at all costs. I know that I can outlast my opponents, and I just need to put that exclamation point on all of my performances. Just starting out strong, and just allowing the fight just to unfold, and just empty out the tank from start to finish.
Thanks, Phil.
Hmm.
All right, last question goes to Richard.
Phil, congratulations on the victory. Hey, a couple questions for you. First, you talked about fighting Machida in a hostile environment there in Brazil. So, what was it like fighting a legend like Machida during a pandemic in an empty arena?
Man, I felt safe as hell up in here. It was safe. It, I mean, listen, when I was fighting down in Brazil against Machida, it was, yeah, you're fighting a legend. That's scary. That's fun. That's exciting. I was scared for my life, but like before, during, and after the fight. You understand what I'm saying? Like entirely different. Like entirely different. Like right here, there's 30 people in the auditorium. Like it's entirely different. Uh, it's and everybody's super safe, got the mask on. It's you know what I don't know. Maybe I should be more afraid of coronavirus, but entirely different things to be worried about.
Yeah, and tonight it seems like you beat Machida at his own game. You out Machida. What point in the fight do you really feel you were gaining control and really dictating the pace?
Um, again, it's all about angles and footwork. Where Machida does unbelievably well is when guys neglect uh, to understand the angles, and they just get too frustrated and rush in. He'll take your head off either with a straight left hand, or he'll do his jump knee, or he'll just, I mean, he has great knees to the body. He has a really a wide range of things that he does when he catches you coming in and out of position. So the typical rule when a right-hander is fighting a left-hander is to make sure your foot is outside of their foot when you attack. That's general rule. So as I'm fighting him, he fights a little bit wider and kind of angles in, and it's very inviting. In fighting you have these rules, and then when people break the rules, uh, you know, it when people break the rules, like he kind of is, he's setting himself up. He's inviting me to come in with a big right hand because he's so great at countering. So for me, it was just getting the corner, getting around the outside of his lead leg, and then from there just staying as busy as I possibly can. If he decides to go inside my foot, then fire off a right hand, fire off a right kick. Really stay active on my right side as soon as I notice he's out of position, and whenever possible, kick his lead leg and kind of force him to be out of position. But again, he's quick, and he sees the same thing I do, so he's rarely out of position, way more so than in any other guy.
Mercedes Terrell.
Thank you, Rich.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Phil. Congratulations.